Good evening, all of you. This is a 9th class textbook. So economy 9th class. You must be having this 9th class book with you. Okay. So we will start directly with the story of village Palampur. Okay. So the story of village Palampur. In this sessions, what you are going to study, we have to read. We have to understand what is that you have to read. Okay, because you take this economy NCERT basis and you will implement this in other areas also. What is that you have to read? Okay, what is that you have to read and what are the things you need to highlight now? So what are the things you need to highlight so that it will be efficiently useful in your revision purpose? For the revision basis, what are the things I have to do and what are the things you have to make mark down things? Anything which is highlighted in the bold format needs to be studied. Okay, so don't go into any sort of calculations given. As I told you yesterday, you need not read any calculations. If any data is given which is irrelevant, you need not refer this data which is not useful for your preparation. Okay, so remember what is needed, I will teach you. How this is going to be applicable, I'll teach you. Okay, so that it is going to helpful for you in preparation for other NCERTs also. See, this is a story of the village where there are few people residing in this village and they are making this all the activities including the agriculture. In this, we will be discussing all the different sectors of economy where people who would have come across and how the economy is being run by this primary, by this secondary, and by this tertiary. And we will also be discussing if anything needs to be highlighted, where it has to be highlighted. The electricity powers, the tube wells in the field is used in the small business. These are not needed for you because these are the things which are not required because they used bullock carts, tongas, bogies, wooden cart drawn by the buffaloes, jaggery, gur. These all are not needed for you because this you need not waste your time calculations or any sort of theory which is not required. So you can simply omit them. Next, organizations. Here, as usual, in the last time also we have picked this one. The aim of the production means we are talking here about the production concept. The aim of production is to produce the goods and services that we want. There are four requirements. What is the basic requirements when if you have to produce a good? First one, land. Next is labor. Third one is the physical capital. Next is the human capital. So these are the areas which are very much essential. Okay, very much essential, which are very much needed. Physical capital, human capital, okay, and other examples are land and labor. So when you take a case of the land, when you take a case of land to any agriculture activity in order to process. See, I'll tell you in the orientation, I have some targets. Okay, in orientation classes, I have some targets. So I'll be fixing myself to run a little bit faster in orientation classes, but these are our regular classes, so don't expect me to go a little bit faster. No, this is a very medium pace we'll run. See, what is the organization of the production? That means we have the first requirement, that is the basic thing, which is called as the land. Land is very essential because land is the one which is directly connected to the natural resources. Okay, and what is the thing which are associated in land? For example, land which is being claimed by you, you can use it for agriculture activity, for any providing service, offering of the production activity. Anything can be used. For any of the activity to be performed, you need labor. To any of the activity, you need labor. That means on the land, you definitely need a labor to process things. The third requirement is the physical capital. It is variety of inputs required at every stage during production. What is the meaning of, in economy, what is the meaning of the word capital? Always remember the meaning of the word capital is nothing but the assets. The meaning of the word capital is nothing but assets. Assets, what are these assets? Remember, asset means those entities which are required to make things process or to make things produce in the market. What are the assets? Land is an asset. Labor is an asset. Making investments are an asset. Basic infrastructure is an asset. Machinery is an asset. If you have asset only, then only you can perform the mechanism. That means the third requirement is a physical capital, that is a variety inputs required at every stage during the production. What are the variety of things you need? All comes under the concept of physical capital. What are those physical capital? Physical capital, I will further categorize fixed capital and working capital. Now, when we call it a fixed capital means what? Fixed capital means that will be used over a period of time. Tools, machines, buildings. Tools, machines range from the very simple tools such as the farmers, sophisticated machines and technological goods. Tool, machines, buildings can be used in the production over many years. That means over a period of time I can use them, which is called as the fixed capital. Fixed capital means what? Anything which is related to the machinery, anything which is related to the tools, anything which are related to the inputs. All these are called as a fixed capital. Even this is required for you to process raw materials and money in hand. What is this? Working capital. Raw material and money in the hand are called as the working capital, because with this working capital only you can make investments and you can double your investments. So any investments which is giving you 2 times returns, any investment which is giving you 1 time return, any investment which is making you loss, or any investment which is making you gain, all these are called as the working capital. So basically 2 types of capital, which is form of the physical capital. 2 types of capital, which is form of the physical capital. First one is the fixed capital. Second one is the working capital. Working capital, you need basic requirements of rupee. Fixed capital, you need some machinery, tools, etc. Now, if I take an example of a general case study. So first we'll take this. The fourth requirement also it has been mentioned. There's a fourth requirement too. You will need knowledge and enterprise to be able to put things together. Okay. So these days, these are basically referred as what? Human capital. This is basically referred to be as the, okay, we call this as the human capital. Human capital. So human capital is also needed. So what are the things needed? I have written earlier. We need land, we need labor, okay, and we need capital. What is that capital? 2 types here. Working capital you have, and you have fixed capital you have. Along with this, you have, this is physical capital, you have a human capital. Human capital, again, it is not given in NCERT, but you categorize them. You have skill, you have unskill. You have skill and you have unskill. Both the things are considered to be called as an human capital. Human capital means basically you are taking any sort of skilled labor into connectivity. You're just making an elaborative of labor, that's it. So every production is organized by the combining land, labor, physical capital, and human capital, which are known as factors of production. So what are called as factors of production? Factors of production are those production where Okay, you need land, you need labor, you need physical capital, and you need human capital. Put together, these are what? Basic investments. You have to invest on land, you have to invest on labor, you have to invest on physical capital, invest on human capital. For example, all of them took 100 rupees. Land value is 20 rupees, labor value is 20 rupees, fiscal capital is 30 rupees, human capital is more 40 rupees. So all this will become 100 rupees. So basic price, for example, I want to make, okay, I want to make a small biscuit packet. I want to make a small biscuit packet. Okay, so which is of rupees 100. That means what is the thing involved? Land is involved, labor is involved, fiscal capital is involved, and also human capital is involved. So when you put all together, the basic price of the biscuit packet is 100. Okay, this is called as the factors of production or factor cost. This is called as the factors of production or basically the factor cost. Now, what is factor cost? Cost which is the actual cost. Factor cost means a cost which is the actual cost, which includes all the prices of the land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, human resources, skilled, everything. So you add all these things, you get the actual price, which is rupees 100. So this is called as factor cost. When these products gets into market, gets into market, this is called as the market price. That means when you get the product into the market, definitely government is going to add taxes. There it becomes factor cost plus the taxes is equal to the market prices. So factor cost plus the taxes is equal to market prices. These are the basic things. So these are the different stages. I mean, like factors of production is also one stage of the preparation of the good. So in Palampur, what is happening? Let us see. See, farming is the main production activity in Palampur. 75% of the people who are working are dependent on the farming for their livelihood. They could be farmers or the farm laborers. The well-being of these people is closely related to the production on the farms. See, basically, just you can easily analyze that this is not needed for your exams. What is needed is which is already been highlighted there. Okay. Next, if you take the second case, second here I have already told you in the orientation classes where to highlight and what to study. See, like how are you dividing the case of the farmers? The standard unit of measuring land is hectares. Though in the villages, you may find land area being discussed in the local units such as called as the Bhiga, Gunta. 1 hectare equals to the area of the square where one side measuring 100 meters. So this is not needed. So he might ask you the term, what is Bhiga? What is Gunta? What is Bigha? What is Bhiga? What is, sorry, what is Bhiga? What is Ginta? So you can highlight there these terms Bhiga and Ginta, sometimes seen in news. These are related to which of the following he will ask you. Okay, that is important. No, nothing more is relevant in that box. And here, in the kind of crops grown and facilities available, Palampur would resemble a village of the western part of the state of the Uttar Pradesh. During the rainy season, Kharif farmers grow jawar and bajra. These plants are used. See, this is not needed for you. Basically, you can easily point out that what you have to read here. What are Kharif crops for your exam? What are the Rabi crops for your exam? What are the Kharif crops? What are the different types of the Rabi crops which have been associated? So you will write these different types of crops, basic different types of crops which are associated here. Okay. Next, what are the basic associates? I mean, like the main reason why farmers are able to grow 3 different crops in a year in Palampur is due to the well-developed system of irrigation. See, 3 different crops we can take. 3 different crops you can take. First one, you take the Kharif crop, that is in rainy season, Rabi crop, winter season. In summer, we have Zaid. Z-A-I-D. In the 8th class NCERT of the science, You have different crops here. Cotton is grown in, wheat is grown in, paddy is grown in, okay, jute is grown in. So such kind of things you should take an example from that class book. Now you should can easily scan like what is needed for your exam, what is not. Now again he's saying that soon, however, farmers starting setting up private tube wells. As a result, by mid 1970, the entire cultivated area of 200 acres was irrigated. So this is talking about the village. So that is not needed for you. Now let us take this box, how this box will be helpful for us. See, not all villages in India have such high levels of irrigation. Apart from the riverine plains, coastal regions in our country are well irrigated. Okay, not all villages in India have high levels of irrigation. Apart from the riverine plains, coastal region in our country are well irrigated. In contrast, plateau regions such as the Deccan Plateau have have low levels of irrigation. Of the total cultivated area in the country, less than 40% is irrigated. If you want to read, you can read this, but I don't think so any question will be asked for this, because this is a very generalistic statement which has been given. But even though if you want to write, you can write from these areas. What are these Deccan Plateaus? Where are they associated? How many states have been associated in this? What is the region, etc.? That you can take it from your geography. Okay. Next, what are the different types of crops associated here? So that's why I told you earlier also, this such kind of data, because this data is for the school students. See, what will you take from this data? Like what has been production in that particular years, that you will take it. So that is not useful. That is not required for your preparation wise. Now, next case, is it this is needed? That means he's giving you directly in the examples with respect to the graph. Even that is not needed. Now, look, this is not needed for you, and this is not needed because this is a basic school book. This is a basic school book which is not required for you for your much of the data is not required. Now let us look at this the important points which have been mentioned here. Till the mid 1960s, the seeds used in the cultivation were traditional. Obviously, they were traditional because in the year 1966, we introduced the concept of high yield varieties. We use the concept of high yield varieties where traditional kind of cultivation was completely stopped. That means what? Traditional seeds needed less irrigation. Farmers used cow dung and they other natural manures as fertilizers. All the things which were there, they were reformed because in the late 1960s, that is in the year of 1966, okay, that is the Green Revolution in the late 1960s, introduced the Indian farmer to go for what? High yield varieties. So what high yield variety crops we have used? We have used wheat, okay, we have used rice. Where did we try to produce this? We tried to produce this in the areas of Andhra Pradesh, areas of the Kaveri region of Tamil Nadu, in the areas of Punjab and Haryana and Western UP. So these are the areas where we used to produce this high yield varieties. Where did we import this from? Mexico. We imported this from Mexico region. So what are these high yield seeds? They are promised to produce greater amounts of grains on the single plant. As a result, the same piece of land would now produce far large quantities of food grains that would be possible earlier. So what is the basic essential of high yield varieties of seeds? That means what? They needed plenty of water, chemical fertilizers and pesticides. This is very important point because most people know that you need chemical fertilizers, you need chemical fertilizers, but less people know that plenty of water is also needed. Chemical fertilizers are also needed and also pesticides. Plus the study also say that, which is not there in the NCERT, I'll tell you now one more point. You also need lot of insecticides also. You need lot of insecticides also. That means what? All these things will contribute. Then only it will make a high end of production.